Hello guys, this is Kabase. Summer's already starting as near everything about this update is summer themed. So, without further ado, let's get started. Starting from June 26, we'll have a actual new side story event focusing on Koju. Wait, more like 31B as well. That is the Resort Island Getaway Vacation event. As typical with our HBR summer events, there's gonna be some familiar shenanigans associated with these kinds of events. So don't be surprised when a certain girl comes back for this event and maybe prepare some tissues just in case. Anyways, now for the freebies, we'll have two typical login bonuses. First being the summer campaign login bonus 1, which is 10 days for 10 tickets of an SS guaranteed 10 pool. And then the second one, which starts a week later on July 3rd, will have the summer campaign login bonus 2, where in 7 days you get a total of 900 quartz and 8 SS guaranteed weekly recruitment scripts in total. So essentially, in the next 2 weeks, you get 2 SS or SSR guaranteed memorias and 900 quartz, which is great. Next, we'll have the duo of Summer Powertrain Campaign, complete missions, get the value rewards from it. And the Summer Campaign Limited Time Mission, which is just spending your life stones, which spending 15 gets you a S or above guaranteed ticket. And the next step, which is spending 25 life stones, you can earn 300 quartz. Simple enough. And lastly is the Summer Campaign Login Recruitment, which is free daily pools, baby. Hell yeah. Now, for the gameplay side of things, first we have the next Gig Fest number 4. This is just for the rhythm game players and you're playing for bragging rights. See the answers on the bottom right corner and the songs are listed that are focused for this Gig Fest. Now, next is the usual score attack, challenge number 44, Repeating Karma. As usual, here on screen are the multiplier conditions for the next 2 weeks. Oh, this boss is originally 3 weeks in JP, so I added the third week just in case. But you can probably just ignore the third week. Anyways, my tip for this boss is simply you have to kill it quick. Like seriously, this boss is just annoying. And yeah, this also seems to be the last boss before we get to the score challenge bosses that are currently in JP. The ones that require over 2 million to get all the rewards. And the boss border, aka the stats, also goes up. So yeah, everything is gonna be tougher starting the next update or two. Unfortunately, very sorry to end this statement in a terrible note, but we now have to move on to the banners. And it's two banners with four new S Memorias. Let's start with the ones that came with the event. First up is Sunset Utopia Sekai Gucci, who is a fire pierce buffer who is essentially a way better fire version of her SS2. Her EX skill at 14 SP in simple terms gives all large, so it doesn't stack twice, frontline fire attack up, fire crit rate, and fire crit damage up for 5 turns. So easy understandable why she's already the cream of the crop in terms of buffers. Then her non-EX skill at 10 SP adds the general large frontline skill attack up that lasts 5 turns as well, but only for fire memorias only. If it's not fire memorias, they get 3 turns instead. But if you're already running a fire team, you shouldn't encounter that problem. Now, her passives. LB0, when there's 3 or more fire memorias in your team, she boosts her own fire skill effect potency by 25%, and her LB3 passive gives your entire party, including herself, plus 2 SP, and this can recover up to 30 max SP. So use some memorias that are also SP batteries when involving her. Overall, she's undoubtedly the best fire buffer we have so far, and I would have highly recommended to get her 1 or 2 months ago. As since then, we had the likes of Fire Hisame and mainly Tsukasa cosplaying and Persona 5. Basically, what this Memoria does, basically both taking what this Memoria does and adding more to it. So for Higuchi, she's definitely an amazing Memoria, but after those two release, I wouldn't recommend her, so she is not safe for the future, but she will last at least a little less than a year. Next is Poolside Moment Kosuhiragi or Koju, who is a dark slash blaster who just reminds me of the simple times of what a blaster should be. So, her EX skill at 16 SP is a 8 hit AoE dark slash attack that becomes massively stronger if her morale level is 6 or more. The difference from anything below 6 is that once she fulfills that condition, she'll add more DR damage, a 50% HP modifier, halves the skill's cost to 8, and lastly, no skill count consumption. Yep, that's a pretty insane difference. So you definitely need a morale source to use her effectively. Now her non-EX skill doesn't give that morale boost, but instead it's a 7 SP skill that gives an ally a large 5 turn hit count buff, for some reason only usable at morale level 6 or higher. Which, this is getting ridiculous. Like, can she even create morale by herself? Why, yes, as her LB0 passive gives +2 morale per enemy killed with her attacks, so she's great for multi-wave enemies and dungeons. And her LB3 passive is in the same boat, essentially gives your party +2 SP per enemy she kills. She pairs well with a certain SSR swimsuit memoria of her squad leader, but unless you have other ways of providing morale for her, the ease of use for this memoria is quite steep that even if the benefits are incredible, it's also incredibly situational to use her and not worth it otherwise. So she is not safe for the future. On to the next matter, which to note releases a week later on July 3rd. The third SS Memoria, Seaside Memories Nina Oshima, who is a Dark Slash AoE attacker who self buffs herself with a unique buff called Makeup, which is so in character. But here I have to explain her passives first before we get to her skills. So, LB0 passive at battle start, as long as Nina's DP doesn't break, she gets the makeup buff that recovers 10% of her DP at turn start. And again, it's forever active as long as she doesn't break. But this buff doesn't just recovers her DP because this makes her entire Memoria better, as her LB3 passive gives her a self-attack up if she's in the front and has the buff intact. Then, we finally get to her EX skill. So, for 16 SP, you get a 4-hit AoE Dark Slash attack with a 50% HP modifier, and with the makeup buffs, halves the SP cost to 8 and doesn't consume skill count. So this is a completely spammable skill like Koju earlier. Then her non-AX skill at 10 SP gives her large or doesn't stack twice, 5 turn self dark attack up, and with the makeup buff, this is such a simple Moria that you just need to make sure her DPS is broken and you can easily get consistent attacks from her. But I would only recommend her if you don't have a King Ruka or the future Mao Waki. So if you have any of these Memorias, present or future, Nina is a skip and is not safe for the future. And lastly, because she loves the one being last, like the pig she is Tides of Excitement Mua Oshima, who has a lot of things going for her, but because of her kit, I'll have to go on reverse and start with her passives. Abisero gives one totem or token every time she gets hit. Fucking masochist. B1, instead of the usual +1 SP per turn when she's in the front, instead gives her +1 totem every turn. Then LB3 gives +5 SP to your party, including herself, during OD start. And the limit is 99. Now, what's the significance of the totem/totem with this Memoria? Well, it's because her EX skill, which consumes all of her tokens/totems, yes, tokens, gives you overdrive gauge up, basically 10% increase per totem or token. And yes, she actually consumes it after the skill ends. Then her non-EX skill, where one is only usable when in OD turns, and the other for everything else. The non-EX skill only usable during overdrive gives you one use ally attack up, one use ally crit damage up, and self additional turn, and her non-EX skill for anything else but overdrive is 4 SP to give Mua 2 turn self-defense up, 1 to 2 depending on your intellect stat, and lastly, AoE provoke, and yeah, overall pretty Memoria. Like the only situation you would use her is if you need an SP battery while being a defender and all her gimmicks. But it's the scenarios are so small and there are some better units out there which makes her not recommended at all. And this adds another L into this pig of a character. If you can't tell, it's because she's a masochist. But yeah, seriously, this Memoria is pretty at best. From an elemental perspective, plain and simple, Seika is the only poo worthy here, even if you get less than a year of her before she gets kicked in the barrel for Tsukasa and Person 5. But for a while, she's the prime fire buffer for, of course, fire teams. Now, from a general slash common perspective, Koju is a solid good dark AoE blaster, but too morale heavy that without a morale source is very skippable. Nia, like Koju, both apply to both Memorias, is very good dungeon slash farmer units, but too weak for anything harder than that. And Mua is just bad. So pretty much again, unless for like a 10-month rental of Higuchi, your quartz are safe. As all of these are not recommended to pull. Though as always, if you love the characters or artworks or want their specific abilities, feel free to ignore my advice and pull for them. The last members I have to mention are paid quartz exclusive summer campaign Step Up Recruitment, the paid quartz exclusive summer campaign Wishes Recruitment, the paid quartz exclusive summer campaign SS Guaranteed Recruitment, the 1.5 times SS Drop Rate summer campaign special recruitment, and finally the Dark Element featured recruitment. All of these are skips. As always, if you're not a whale, you can rest easy and continue to save your quartz. And yeah, that's the end of the video, I guess. Please subscribe and notification bell so don't miss any of my videos. Share this with a friend and watch this video 6 here. So yeah, see you next time. Bye!